Very good. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, all of you. We have been discussing about the earth dams and the spillways under Unit 3 in Water Resources Engineering 2. Last two classes, we discussed some parts about the earth dam. Today, specifically, we will be concentrating on the topic measures for control of seepage. So, in the previous two classes, just to have a recap of what we have discussed, we have seen about the types of the earth dams, importance of earth dam, and then advantages of the earth dam, followed by what are the various challenges in terms of the failures of the earth dams, and what precautions are to be taken to control such type of failures in the earth dams. Then types of earth dam like roll field dam and hydraulic field dam. Then causes of failures of the earth dam. Different types of failures may be there for the earth dam, like hydraulic failures to the tune of about 40%, seepage failure to the tune of about 30%, followed by the structural failures to the tune of about another 30%. And what precautions are to be taken for several possible failures of the earth dams. Then also we discussed about the criteria for the safe design of the earth dam. Then how the slopes are to be fixed, what would be the base weight, everything. And then what type of precautions are to be taken to see that the dam is safe against several types of failures. Then seepage analysis also we discussed in the last class about what is the seepage, what is a phreatic line, and seepage analysis through the earth dam. Then the graphical method, Casagrandis graphical method we discussed to draw the top flow line in a earth dam section, and we worked out one or two problems also related to that. Today's class we will be seeing the measures for control of seepage. So it is not a desirable phenomena. First of all of us need to understand that when a dam is constructed and a reservoir is formed, water flowing through the body of the dam is not a desirable phenomena. Water flowing through the foundation of the dam section is also not a desirable phenomena. In case of a gravity dam, just to have a comparison, when a dam is constructed, water getting stored on the upstream side in the form of a reservoir, excess water safely disposed to the downstream portion with the help of spillways, and the water can be drawn or discharged through the sluices. So this is the actual requirement for any dam section. So you need to have a storage of water in the reservoir. This stored water must be drawn for the requirements as and when required. But the unpleasant situation in the case of an earth dam is that because we are making use of the locally available earthen material, if sufficient compaction is not done, there could be a possibility that through the connected pore spaces of this embankment section, the water from the upstream may try to flow, seep through the body of the dam and reach to the downstream portion, leading to several failures. So since it is not a desirable phenomena that the water flowing through the body of the dam, it must be controlled. So this is what is called the seepage control. So what measures are to be taken to control the seepage in an earth dam or earthen embankment? The following are the seepage control measures to prevent the adverse effects of the water percolating through the embankments and the foundations. Embankment seepage control, foundation seepage control. We need to concentrate on controlling the seepage both through the body of the dam as well as the foundation of the dam. Body of the dam, foundation of the dam. So first one, let us see embankment seepage control through the section, through the body of the earth dam. How to control? You may have the impervious core, which could be a central core or maybe upstream inclined core. Then by providing a filter at the toe portion or by providing a horizontal drain or a drainage filter. And then downstream course section or chimney drains extending upwards into the embankment. Let us see one by one under this embankment seepage control. Similarly, in the foundation seepage control also, we have the impervious cutoff, upstream impervious blanket, downstream seepage berm, drainage trench, relief well. The purpose of all this is to control the seepage either through the foundation of the dam or through the body of the earth dam. Let us see one by one. Under the embankment seepage control, you have the impervious core. This impervious core may be at the central vertical type or upstream inclined type. Central vertical type or upstream inclined type. So the inclined core has the advantage that the downstream portion of the dam can be constructed first and the core may be placed later. So once the dam is constructed on the upstream side on the inclined face, so this core may be joined there. The thickness of the filter can be made thinner than that in the vertical core type. Inclined core reduces the pore pressure in the downstream portion of the dam, thereby increases the safety of the dam. So this impervious core can be constructed, can be placed within the central or within the body of the dam, called the vertical type, central vertical type, or in the upstream face, inclined type. Both the things are possible. Once this core is provided, it will prevent the movement of water or the flow of water into the body of the dam. So the central portion provides higher pressure at the contact of the core. It reduces the possibility of leakage and piping also. The minimum top width of the core would be about 3 meters, and the top of the core 1 meter above the maximum water level. So you need to have the top of the core 1 meter above the maximum water level. Thickness of the core may be 30 to 50% of the head at any level. Please try to look at this. So when you are providing a core, a central vertical core, this vertical core cannot be simple vertical strip, the thickness of which would be varying from the top to the bottom of the dam. From the top to the bottom of the dam. Why it varies? Because you need to provide a thickness of about 30 to 50% of the head. The head will be varying once again. The height will be varying from top to the bottom. From top to the bottom. You can see here a central vertical core is provided. You may observe from the top towards the bottom of the dam, towards the base of the dam, the thickness of this core is also changing. Thickness of the core is changing. You may observe in the figure, at the top it may be about say 1 meter, at the bottom it is becoming about 2 meters, something like that. Why it is increasing? Because from the top to the bottom, you need to provide the thickness which is equal to 30 to 50% of the head. So this is the schematic representation. The central vertical core may be provided like this. Sometimes this vertical core may extend deep into the foundation also, deep into the foundation, and provide a cutoff like this. A vertical cutoff, impervious cutoff may be provided. You may observe in the figure that you have the earthen embankment or earthen section is provided, in which the central vertical core, you can see the hatched portion is the central vertical core, which is different from the general earthen material of the embankment, and the top is about 3 meters. The top is 3 meters, and the bottom it has come to 4 meters. So this is how the thickness increases. As the head of water is increasing from the top to the bottom, you need to provide the higher thickness. Similarly, one more thing is that this is the top water level. Usually, above the top water level, at least 1 meter height the core must be provided. Height of the core must be placed 1 meter above the maximum water level. From the maximum water level, it has been provided higher. So this is the general impervious core which is provided. Impervious core which is provided to control the seepage through the body of the dam. The second one is to provide horizontal drainage filter. So where do we provide this drainage filter? The drainage filter will be provided at the near the downstream, near the toe at the base of the dam. Near the toe at the base of the dam, it is a horizontal drainage filter. And the horizontal drainage filter will be about 25 to 100% of the distance from the center line of the dam towards the toe. From the center of the dam towards the toe, it will be about 1/4 to 100% of the total distance. It keeps the phreatic line well within the embankment. In the last class, also we discussed about this. When you are providing a drainage filter, the phreatic line will not cut to the downstream face of the dam, and hence the safety of the dam will be enhanced. So keeps the phreatic line well within the embankment, provides the drainage from the dam foundation, and accelerates the consolidation process also. So this is the location of the horizontal drainage filter. This is the drainage filter provided. The length of this drainage filter would be from the toe. It extends up to 25% to 100% with respect to the center line of the dam. With respect to the center line of the dam, it extends to 25 to 100%. This is the horizontal drainage filter. Third one is to provide a toe filter. To provide a toe filter. So a rock toe will be provided with a height of about 30 to 40% of the head, and this is provided with the gradient layers also. You can see in the figure how the gradient layers are provided for a rock toe or a toe filter. So fine sand, one layer of fine sand, one layer of coarse sand, and one layer of gravel, followed by rock toe. So this is how a toe filter will be provided at the toe section. One layer of fine sand, one layer of coarse sand, one layer of gravel, followed by the central rock toe. So this is what is the graded layer. You have several grades of the other material which has been provided here. So graded layers will be there and keeps the seepage well within the suction. So the height 30 to 40% of the head of water, this will be provided. So this figure also provides you the location of the rock toe or the toe filter, which is provided at the toe portion and is provided with a certain graded layers. The fourth one is the downstream coarse section. So this intercepts the flow through the embankment and it avoids the piping also. So at the downstream portion, a coarse section will be provided because usually the earth dam is provided with a fine soil which is compactable, which is compacted. Okay, but at this portion, a coarser section will be provided. Something like you see here, thick stone pitching and 300 mm thick stone pitching, 200 mm thick gravel or a metal layer, and then 200 mm thick sand layer. So different layers are provided here. So to have the control of the seepage, downstream coarse section. Fifth one is to provide the chimneys. So chimney drains are very popular in the earth dam sections to control the seepage. So where is this chimney drain is provided? Just adjacent to the central coarse portion, you may notice this chimney drain. So this chimney drain is provided vertically from the central course, extend towards like a horizontal filter towards the toe. So this is the chimney drain which is provided. With a high degree of embankment stratification, a vertical drain is also called a chimney drain, brings down the phreatic line. If the phreatic line is moving from upstream towards the downstream slope of the dam becomes unsafe. Because we are providing a vertical chimney or a chimney drain here, it will bring down the phreatic line and ensures the safety for the embankment. Coming to the foundation seepage, we have seen impervious cutoff, upstream impervious blanket, downstream seepage berm, and drainage trench and relief well are some of the measures to control the seepage through the foundation of the earth dam. First one is the impervious cutoff. So this will reduce the seepage. Maybe a cutoff trench or a grout cut sheet pile cutoff will be provided on the upstream side. You can see this is the vertical cutoff which is provided extending for the whole depth of the pervious foundation or only partially. You can see here in the figure, this is all a cutoff which is provided on the upstream slope, a cutoff which is provided in the upstream slope. So this cutoff extends into the foundation, here. Upstream impervious blanket. So this is all the impervious material which is used on the upstream side. So this is shaded portion, the dark shaded portion is the impervious blanket. This impervious blanket extends all through the upstream slope of the earthen embankment, extends further towards the upstream portion also, This is the embankment, the upstream impervious zone and a pervious foundation. So you can see here also in this line diagram how a blanket has been provided. This blanket is provided monolithic with this dam section followed by covering the entire upstream portion. Third one is the downstream seepage berm. So this is used where the downstream top strata is relatively thin. Of course, it should be uniform also. It provides the additional weight to resist the uplift and it offers protection against the plausible sliding on the downstream portion. So you have a downstream seepage berm. This is a counter berm on the downstream side of the earth dam to control the foundation seepage. Then the drainage trench is the another measure. This is used where there exists a thin pervious top stratum. So a trench will be provided. This is a small trench which is provided at the downstream portion connecting to the toe portion of the earth dam. Connecting to the toe portion of the earth dam. Another thing is that the trench would be connecting to the toe little inside, connecting to the toe little outside. Both the things are possible. Because you are providing a trench here, the movement of the water, if you see, which is seeping through the foundation, gets collected here, and you may have a perforated collector pipe. Because the pipe is provided with the perforation, all the water, seepage water, which is flowing through this foundation of the dam, joins into this trench. Also, it joins into the pipe because it is all perforated pipe. So, through this collector pipe, in the transverse direction, the water will be collected and drained off. It will be drained off, ensuring the safety for the embankment section. Next one is to provide a relief well at the toe portion. So this is a downstream relief well. Usually it will be constructed in the form of rows, one after the other, along the length of the earth dam. Also, provision of the relief well along the toe line intercepts the seepage, reduces the uplift pressure at the downstream portion. So this is another foundation seepage control mechanism. So when the water is flowing through the pervious foundation like this, it gets collected. It gets collected because all the water is getting collected here through this relief well. Naturally, uplift pressure will be reduced. Uplift pressure will be reduced. So we have seen a very important topic today about the seepage control, which is a biggest challenge in any of the earth dams. We need to control the seepage to see that the dam section is safe. To see that the dam section is safe. Now we try to work out one or two problems. And this is also related to our seepage analysis also, about the seepage analysis. So this is an earth dam of homogeneous and isotropic soil with a horizontal filter made up of soil having the permeability 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter per second. Indicate the magnitude of seepage flow for the section which is shown in the figure. Find the coordinates of the phreatic line at distances of 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 from the focus. The section is given here. This dam is made up of homogeneous isotropic soil, and this dam also is provided with a horizontal filter. So this horizontal filter is provided at the downstream portion, at the downstream toe portion of the earthen embankment. So this is the horizontal filter. The soil of this earth dam section is having permeability 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter per second. We need to get the magnitude of seepage. So rate of seepage is to be found, Q is equal to K into S something. And you need to find the location of the phreatic line at various distances of 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 meters, which is measured from the focus at distances of 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. What is the location of this phreatic line? Once you know these ordinates, a smooth curve can be drawn so that you will be able to have the phreatic line which is drawn on a two-dimensional earth dam section. So having understood about the problem, let us try to look at what is the section which is given. The section is given, a dam section with the top width 6 meters. Top width 6 meters. And the downstream slope is 3 horizontal to 1 vertical. Similarly, the upstream slope is 3 horizontal to 1 vertical. This is the data which is given. Also, this earth dam section is provided with a filter, with a horizontal drainage filter having length of 90 meters. Further, the height of water in the dam is 30 meters and a freeboard of 3 meters. So, what is the total height of this embankment? 30 plus 3. 33 meters is the total height of this embankment. For a 3:1, what would be the total horizontal upstream leg? The horizontal upstream leg will be for every 1 vertical, 3 horizontal. So for a total of 33 vertical, 33 multiplied by 3 will be the total portion, 99 meters. Further, 99 meters will be the total horizontal projection of the upstream slope. Since the water is only up to 30 meters height, then with respect to the point B, you have 90 meters here. You have 90 meters, 30 multiplied by 3. 33 multiplied by 3 gives you the total horizontal portion up to this, Similarly, this side also 3:1 only. 3:1, 3 horizontal to 1 vertical. So accordingly, you will be able to arrive at what is the total base width of the dam. The total base width of the dam can be found. So the base width of the dam will be like the top width is 6, plus this horizontal projection on the left hand side and the horizontal projection on the right hand side. So you have 3 horizontal to 1 vertical. So 33 into 3 by 1 plus 33 into 3 by 1 on the right side. So sum of all this will be equal to the total length of the total base width. The total base width will be 204 meters. Then horizontal projection of the upstream face will be equal to L. The horizontal projection on the upstream face. So from this side, it is 30 into 3, 90 meters. 30 into 3, 90 meters. Then 0.3L will be BC. So 0.3L. To get this BCA, you need to take 0.3 into L is 90. So 0.3 into 90, 27 meters is BC. Then D will be equal to, of course, 27 plus 24. 27, this 27 plus 24 gives you the value of D. Once you get the value of D, what is H in the figure? 30 meters. This H is 30 meters. D is 51 meters. Accordingly, S will be equal to square root of D square plus H square minus D. Substituting these values, you are getting the value of S is 8.17. What is the rate of seepage? Q is equal to K into S. So the seepage flow per day will be equal to K into S. K is the permeability 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter per second. So convert this into meters per day. So 16 to 16 to 24 into the value of S is 8.17 provides you the rate of seepage through the dam per day. So in one day, 0.71 meter cube per day per meter length of the dam. The second bit of the problem is you need to locate the phreatic line ordinates. So to look at the phreatic line ordinates, we have the equation square root of x square plus y square is equal to x plus s. So x square plus y square will be equal to x square plus s square plus 2xs, or x square gets cancelled on the left and right hand side. Y square will be equal to s into s plus 2x, or y is equal to square root of s into s plus 2x. So substituting these values for s, you will be getting an equation in terms of y and x. So for different values of x, you will be able to find the value of y, so that the point xy provides you the ordinate for the seepage line or the phreatic line. So for different values of x, substituting for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, which is given in the problem, substituting that, you will be getting the values of y from this equation. The equation is y is equal to square root of 8.17 into 8.17 plus 2 into x. For x is equal to 10, for x is equal to 20, for x is equal to 30, and so on. You are getting the value of y. So if you look at all this, you will be able to draw a smooth curve giving the seepage line through the body of this earth dam section. However, you need to apply the corrections at the entry as well as the exit of this parabola. The second problem, calculate the seepage through the earth dam resulting on an impervious foundation with the following data. Height of dam is given 60 meters. Upstream slope and downstream slope in this case are slightly different. You can have different sections. No need that upstream slope and downstream slope must be same. So 2.75:1 for the upstream slope, whereas in the downstream slope, 2.5 horizontal to 1 vertical. Freeboard is 2.5 meters. The crust width is 88 meters. And length of drainage is 120 meters. One point here you need to understand in this problem is that you have two different permeabilities. Permeable anisotropic soils, permeability along x direction, kx, permeability along y direction, ky, are separately given. So you need to have an equivalent section for this earth dam section. So you have the earth dam section with the top width is 8 meters, height of the dam is 60 meters, freeboard of 2.5 meters. So if the freeboard 2.5 meters is deducted, what is the height of water here? 60 minus 2.5. 60 minus 2.5. 57.5 is the height of water, head of water, and upstream slope is 2.75 is to 1, and downstream slope is 2.5 horizontal to 1 vertical. So you have horizontal drainage filter here. You need to locate various points to arrive at the total length of the base, total base width of the earth dam. Total base width of the earth dam. So the slope is given 2.575 horizontal to 1 vertical. So 60 minus 2.5 is 57.5. Head of water multiplied by 2.75 by 1 gives you 158.125 meters is L. So BC will be equal to 0.3 L as per the Casagrande graphical method that we have seen. So 0.3 into 158.125 gives you 47 meters is the value of BC. So D will be equal to 47.44 plus 2.75 into 2.5 for the remaining freeboard portion plus 8 plus 30. So you are getting 92 meters for D, and H is 57.5. So with respect to the transformed section, why you are trying to take a transformed section is that you are trying to, because Kx is different from Ky, so you need to take equivalent value of the K. Anyway, when you are making a transformed embankment section, in the height there will be no change. Only thing is, the width, the value of D will be changed. So for the transformed section, vertical dimension remains unchanged, but the horizontal dimension needs to be multiplied with the square root of Ky by Kx. We know the value of Ky, we know the value of Kx, and hence the value and the D value for a transformed section dt will be equal to 0.65 multiplied by 92.315, 60 meters. So H value is 60 minus 2.5. So this is the freeboard. So your height of water 57.5. So K dash is square root of Kx into Ky. This is the value for K dash. Then SV will be equal to square root of, instead of having d square plus h square minus d, you have dt square plus h square minus dt. Ht will be equal to h. There is no change in the vertical dimension for the transformed section. So accordingly, square root of 60 square plus 57.5 square minus 60. So the value of S is 23, and hence the rate of flow Q will be equal to K dash into S. You got the discharge. Okay, so we have now discussed about a very important topic, how to control the seepage in a earth dam, followed by 2 problems have been worked out. This finishes the earth dams as per the syllabus given. But in geotechnical engineering or in foundation engineering, stability of slopes is another topic which you must have been studying. So this basically the stability of slope is, you need to check the stability of the upstream slope as well as the downstream slope with respect to the seepage, with respect to the sudden drawdown of water in the reservoir, etc. And that itself is a separate topic. This topic is not included in our syllabus, and hence we are not taking up. Otherwise, that is also very, very important and connected topic related to the earth dams. If the dam is constructed, if it is not safe against the slopes, quite naturally it becomes a big failure. So one needs to understand that designing a dam, constructing a dam, equally see that the dam is safe against all the forces which are coming on the dam are important.